Today, in one of my WhatsApp groups I ran, someone sent over a picture with two distinct languages that are self-spoken. On the one, you had the monologue of the wealthy, and in the second, the monologue of the poor. Now listen to these words and consider. The wealthy speak these words to themselves. Money comes to me easily. I deserve success and wealth. There is an abundance of money. Nothing can stop my success. I am in control of my future. The poor speak the following words to themselves. Money is so hard to make, especially during this blank era. I don't deserve success and wealth. The 1% are hoarding all the money. The rich don't pay enough taxes. The government is holding me back. Now, when you deeply examine this self-talk, you actually begin to realize just how harmful it is. And imagine this is what you also hear from politicians, colleagues, friends, and relatives. Pretty much everyone around you speaks this way. And whatever they speak, you internalize. Now ask yourself, which of the two are you programmed with? Is it the wealthy language or is it the poor language? What really gets me most is that the longer we expose ourselves to whichever one of these two, we become. Our subconscious has a very powerful PA, personal assistant, called the reticular activating system. Now, this system is super efficient at learning what you tell it. Then that becomes your automatic filter, allowing you to benefit from whatever you repeat to it. Further, whatever you ask your brain, it searches for the answer. And get this, even when you are no longer actively thinking about it, the implications are severe. If you have the poor monologues, these are the kind of questions you start to ask yourself. Why do these bad things always happen to me? Am I cursed? Why am I always running into bad people? Why am I always suffering like this? Why has God abandoned me? Now, these are negative, closed-loop questions, and the brain, being what it is, goes to work to get answers, which are going to be an amplification of these because the brain has no capacity to process negatives. Now, let me prove that to you. Do not think of the pink elephant. So what happened? That's right, you just thought of one. So you need to learn to ask your brain positive, open questions. For the ones I've just shown you, let me show you how you ask the same questions but open. What good can I learn from this situation? Instead of, why do these bad things always happen to me? I am blessed and favored instead of, am I cursed? There is always good in all people regardless, as people are not their worst behavior. Instead of, why am I always running into bad people? You get the idea. That is why the wealthy and those who seriously pursue it realize that environment is critical. It's everything. Beware of who you listen to, what you watch, who you hang out with, because you inevitably become like them. So how do we undo all the bad programming and get the good one? It definitely won't come from reading positive books and reciting positive words alone. It certainly won't come from chanting and screaming claims at an all-night intercession prayer service. It most certainly won't come from just listening to all the positive audiobooks and reading these types of rants in words by me. It takes more than all this. If it were that simple, charismatic Christians should be among the richest folk around. But you know very well the opposite is true. So it takes some serious unlearning of all the junk programming, then relearning the right programs so that your reticular activating system, that super PA in your subconscious mind, starts to see and register what you want to see in your life. There are 3 powerful ways to make this happen. That's according to a good number of neuropsychology doctors. So the first one is subliminal programming. The second one is repetition. And the third one is high impact events. Call them epiphanies, if you will. If you are seriously troubled by old programming and want a serious change because you can see that something is not right, why not get back to where you got this link from, especially from myself? Message me and we can seriously speak further. For now, realize that the language you see that I mentioned earlier is the reason for the terrible poverty we see in the majority. And by the way, I speak from personal experience. It takes gargantuan discipline to change a program. But when it's done, everything completely transforms. It doesn't just